Okay, hello everyone and welcome to Stitching It Easy. My name is Ashley. You guys, this is my first official vlog. And it's going to be my first official craft fair. I'm so excited. Hello if you're new, how are you? We are currently in the crafting caravan, which is our camper, just where all my yarn and all my crafty goodies hang out. So hello and welcome. We're currently also in the middle of Crochet-tober, which is why there are Halloween things behind us. In case you're watching this some other time. Now you know. Okay, so tomorrow is my first craft fair. It's just at a little spot in a little town, small town near us, so I don't know how much foot traffic there's going to be. I mentioned this a couple times, but I may have new people on this one, I don't know. But yeah, this is only their second year ever doing this, so fingers crossed that there's, that there are people. Let's see. It's 7:30 the night before. I have a few things that I want to finish making. I earlier was trying to do like a setup and just see how my table was going to look and what all I needed to do and all of those things to kind of add to it, and it got dark very fast. I thought it was going to rain. It sprinkled for a second, but that was before I brought everything out, and so then it cleared up, and then it got dark very quickly, so I didn't get to set everything up. I was kind of bummed about that. But I did figure out a few things. I need to be able to hang my shawls. I have a couple of like wearables that I need to be able to hang things, some extra long scarves, stuff like that. So I need to figure that out. And yeah, so the doors open. You can start setting up tomorrow, or I guess we all could, but I could start setting up tomorrow at 8, and the doors open at 10. The craft fair is from 10 until 4, and then it closes down, and then from 6 until 8 they're having a trunk or treat. And so we have candy and goodies and Halloween costumes that we're going to wear for that, so that's going to be a whole lot of fun. So yeah, so tonight I'm, like I said, just doing some last minute things. I have some tags to make still. I need to figure out the shawl hanging situation, so I can just hang them from the table. I really don't want to do that, but I don't really know what else I can take. So I'm sure by tomorrow I'll figure that out, I guess. Or I'll have something. I have a few like little amigurumi ends to stitch in, a couple extra things to make. Or like just to finish. I am taking our booth, my family's getting involved also, but I'm going to have crochet, some earrings, some stitch markers and charms, and the kiddos are putting some things in, so I have to remember to leave them space. So I'm trying to figure out that, like, just organization for everything, how to make it all just look clean and sleek and pretty and inviting. So, and I still have to figure something out as far, I think I'm just going to empty my whip cart and take it for like because I'm going to take obviously yarn and things to make some more like amigurumi and some things while I'm sitting there. And so yeah, I think I'm just going to take my whip cart and have my things in it, my like cash box, all that stuff like right there together. And then I may just in there on the dining room in there, maybe, but in there on like the coffee table, I may just, because we're in the camper, I'm not currently in the house, so I may go in there and like set things up and just kind of see what I need to do. But yeah, anyway, I'll come back to y'all maybe here in a little bit, tell you guys what I accomplished this evening. But if not, then I will see you in the morning, bright and early. So, alright. Yay. Okay, it's currently like 9:30, I think, the night before market, before craft fair, whatever we're calling it. I am exhausted. I've officially worked until I made myself sick, which is not good. Yeah. I did get tags made for everything. Well, mostly everything. I mean, I'm out of breath. This is ridiculous. I'm sitting in the crafting caravan up on top with the yarn. Just getting some things to put in my whip bag. I got several of the earrings on playing cards for display. I'll show those tomorrow. I got, let's see, like I said, most of the other pricing and stuff done. I got my signage done that I was wanting to get done. I'm just going to take the whiteboard, bulletin board combo and then write out my price lists and put those on there as well. And so that way there's kind of like a reference for everybody. And then have the one at the pay spot. I'm going to use my whip cart and take it and have my stuff on it. And so I have that where my cash box and everything is. So I need to clean it out still. So yeah, let's see. I think other than that, it's pretty close to getting everything situated. I was wanting to like put things, separate them out, but it's not really going to matter once we get there. We're going to have 2 hours to set up. So we should have plenty of time to do some last minute things. So you guys, it's 9:30, less than 12 hours. Okay. Market countdown. Y'all, it's highly possible I'm starting to lose it. I'm just going to say it. I just talked to you guys. It's maybe 10 o'clock. So up here getting random stuff. I have some, where is it? Right here. Zoom in, zoom out. I have some of the Premier layers. No, that's not even true. Parfait layers by Premier Yarns. So yeah, I guess it is true. I wanted to make a blanket with those at first. And then I got to thinking about like a giant amigurumi with those and how fun would that be. I have 3 of them. So I was like, oh, I can make 3 really fun, fluffy, cute amigurumi. YouTube. So I got on there and looked up easy no-sew amigurumi patterns. Miss Crystal from Chronically Crocheting came up like the second one with this new little monster pattern. I will link it below, that she just came out with the other day. And I was hooked. What can I say? My stitch marker from Miss Kayla. I love my mama Kayla. But yeah, I love this yarn. Trust me. The color Dark Neons. I feel like this had to be a thing. I pulled out a couple of blues. I mean, just Red Heart, Mexicana, things like that to make some little more amigurumi. She says it takes about 30 minutes. So cross your fingers. I may still get some of the thicker yarn and make some with it if it's an easy pattern. I'm just now starting. I just needed y'all to know that I might be losing it. Craft fair anxiety is getting to me. All right. It is 6:02 in the morning. I'm already in the crafting caravan trying to decide if this is really worth it. I stayed up making monsters. It sounded like a good idea at the time. So, getting a couple things together, getting ready to get coffee and a shower and get on the road. 6 a.m. Yeah, I made a couple, like I said, a couple monsters. Today's the day. It's exciting. Wish me luck. Okay, 6:47 a.m. I have had a shower, have started drinking coffee. I'm wearing my Stitchin' Ain't Easy shirt and my Crinkle Alert pants. There's the stuff that needs to be in the car all over. My biggest concern right now is what to do with my hair, because this is not it. It's pretty good. That's my biggest problem, I feel like. So yes. Okay, figure out what to do with my hair. Start getting things in the car. I've decided to use my whip cart. I've mentioned that, I think, but I'm going to use my whip cart as my, where my purse and my money and chargers and all that stuff, all my stuff, where it all goes. So, okay, here we go. Oof. Okay, so we are at the gas station getting gas. Important things. The car is loaded to the brim. I changed my hair. I had it in a bun earlier. The kids are in the back explaining things. Changed my hair, wore my hat. I figured that's only appropriate to rep what I've been making. So this is my own pattern. I need to make a tutorial. Stitching ain't easy. Shirt, stitching ain't easy. Pants. Children hiding behind things. Car filled to the brim. Just real quick. Squirrely Dan. So I was never gonna put him on there. There he is. He's 19 now. But yes, car filled to the brim. Costumes for Halloween. Candy for trunk or treat. Crochet. All right. See you there. To get everybody in it. Okay. First one in the books officially. Literally, figuratively. Did it, y'all? Did it. We are home. It is like 7 o'clock. If y'all watched, if you know, I think I mentioned it in my, I don't know if I mentioned it in the before, to be honest, in this video. Part of the fun of this craft fair is tonight from 6 to 8 they were having a trunk or treat, and then at 8:30 they're going to have a costume contest. It is raining. We didn't get to hand out candy. I want to cry a little bit because if y'all know, that's one of the things I was most excited about, was handing out candy to kiddos, because we live in the country and we don't get to do that. And so we all just walk around each other and like knock on bedroom doors and trick or treat here at the house. I'm not really sure what we're going to do, but yeah. That is honestly the only bad news I have for you all. But yeah, no trunk or treat. Otherwise, first craft fair was amazingly successful. There is a clip. I don't know if I'm doing a voiceover or not for that clip. It's just kind of a little short one. My plan was to vlog throughout the day. I was from me to this sign, away from people I've never met before. I was like, well, this is kind of awkward. Like, I couldn't move my chair without bumping into people. So I didn't vlog a whole lot. I made new friends, my new crafting buddies. That was awesome. Several people that came through. I didn't have like business cards. I need to make that a priority for next time. Next week. So I like a makeshift business card. No one seemed to mind. I just wrote my name, number, Stitching Ain't Easy on YouTube, in case anyone wanted to say, you know, come and see me. So if you're here from the craft fair, why hello. Thank you so much. And let's see. But yeah, just that, and oh, like the crochet table or whatever, like crochet and like what they were into, you know, if there was something specific, like a gnome hat, for instance, something in particular that they were looking at, I wrote that on there so they knew who I was. But yeah, for the first one, it was fantastic. There were quite a few people, like noon to 1-ish. Other than that, it wasn't real like steady. I mentioned the other day they had like native, aka like Indian tacos, fry bread, come on. They had funnel cakes. More importantly than any of it, I didn't know they were gonna have this. I told you guys how excited I was about having some fry bread because it just reminds me of my childhood. And they had grape dumplings. If y'all have never had a grape dumpling, I mean, I almost cried when I saw that they had grape dumplings and it just came with our stuff. It's like, oh, no way. And so, oh my goodness, it just, I love a grape dumpling, so I'll be honest. I ate a grape dumpling, so I try not to eat things like that. And then, I mean, I could feel it. At one point, I was just like, I'm gonna go to sleep. But I didn't. Look, it's pouring. You imagine trunk or treat. Anyway, but grape dumplings. So excited. So, yeah, I had several people come through. I took the Normville, like, gnome home hat that I wear for my gnome homes. And I took my other just, like, kind of funky fairy garden type hat. The purple and blue one. I got so many compliments on those. We're fixing to we stopped and got fried chicken and we're gonna go watch movies because we're all kind of bummed. I think we may just like spread all the candy out on the table, on the coffee table, and just eat our sorrows away. I'm not really sure. We were so excited about trunk or treat. But anyway, yeah, so we're getting ready to go do that. Whilst we are doing that, I am working on a gnome home hat because y'all, your girl sold a gnome home hat and I'm so excited. I took them with me and wrote like, you know, custom orders only because we can't sell Norm's hat. That's just like we couldn't sell Norm's homes. I was getting in trouble for that. We can't sell his hat. So a lady came through and wanted one for Monday. Today's Saturday evening. She was like, are you sure you can get it done? And I'm like, yes. Yes, I can. Like, if I just kick some booty, yes, I can. And for what I was asking, I was honestly, I mean, I'm not surprised, but also kind of a little bit surprised that it went for what it did. And then the other one, like without all the extra decorations and things, because you know the gnome home hat has like the little house and the little baubles and all the stuff on it. The other one is just mushrooms. The one gnome hat has mushrooms, but also the other hat is just mushrooms. It is pouring. Anyway, I'm thinking for what I'm charging for the one with like all the little baubles and all the things, I need to charge more than what I am for just the plain one, which makes sense now. But before, I was like, whatever. I didn't think I would sell one, so I thought it was irrelevant news, but it wasn't. And so I sold one, so I'm working on it right now. I'm going to show it to y'all, obviously, before I meet her, because it's kind of part of the deal. It's going to be black with black sparkles, and just like, it's going to be wicked cool. So yeah, I sold that. I had a guy in the small come through, and they took one of my cards, aka notebook paper with my name on it. I hope y'all can hear me over the rain. My gosh. Anyway, he was like, he asked how much the hats were, and I was like, oh, you know, I'm asking $55, and he was like, that's more than reasonable. And he's like, that takes you a lot of time. He's like, I can tell this by looking at it. So he's like, I would wear that every day. He's like, I would want to. So I don't know, we'll see what happens there. Also, my list of what is sold, and then I have a list of things that I have custom orders for, because I wrote that I do custom orders and it all works. So I sold my hat that I was wearing earlier in the video, the blue hat that I decided to wear, that's my pattern. It's a bobble hat. I need to make a tutorial for that. I've been planning on doing that, but heck, I've been planning on doing a headband tutorial for 2 years now, so there we are. But the lady that was across from me, she was so sweet. She wants one of those hats. I made it out of landscape yarn, and so pretty stoked about that. So I mean, I don't know, I may make a tutorial when I make the hat. I may just make the hat. We'll see. So anyway, I sold one of those. I sold a mini bee. It's like a buzz bee, not my zombie, but a black and yellow bee. Okay, Squirrely Dan needed car keys. Derek's up at the shop. It's started to pour, and he was like, "Can you come and get me?" And thought I had the car keys. So anyway, yeah, we're getting ready to go in and just hunker down because golly, so. No trunk or treat. I was gonna keep being sad about that, I guess, for no reason. Okay. Anyway, but yeah, one of the mini black and yellow bees. I sold that to my friend that I made that was right next to me in the booth right next to me. She was such a sweetheart. Her and her daughter and her dad and her mom were there, and her dad, I mean, beautiful work. They're going to be at the craft show next weekend, so I'm all excited about that. We got each other's phone numbers and stuff, you know, as you do, craft friends. All right, so anyway, but yeah, her daughter bought the bee, and then it was so sweet. She set it up on top of all they had earrings and beautifulness. I'll discuss their earrings a little bit more in a second. But yeah, she put it up on top, and then there were a couple of people I heard, they were like, "Oh, that's so cute," and they're like, "Yeah, that's from her," and it was so sweet. And so thank you guys if you're watching. It was so sweet. And then I had a lady, I was like, "I saw her bee, can you make another one?" And I was like, "Absolutely." She had another booth, and I was like, "Absolutely." And she's like, "I love bees," and she's like, "I want to put them on magnets." And so I was like, "Okay, cool." And so that was perfect. So I was like, okay, so I am making her 3 bees. So there you go. I sold an octopus, like a rainbow octopus, one of the like fluffier ones, the white with like the rainbow variegated, to the sweetest little girl, and she carried it around the whole entire time, and it was absolutely precious, and she kept just like holding it and loving on it. And she had a blanket that she had with her, and her mom was telling her that her mom crocheted her a blanket. She was like, that was just as soft as this octopus whenever you got it. And there was like an end that was kind of messed up, and her mom was like, you know, "Do you want to see if she can fix it for you?" And her daughter was like, "No, you know, this is my blanket. It's how it's supposed to be," which I thought was so precious. Made my day, y'all, because she just carried it around. I mean, every time she would just walk around and had that the whole entire time, just carrying her little octopus. And she was trying to decide between that and a rainbow. And she came back a little bit later and looked at this, like, you know, walking around, and looked at the rainbow again. And so when everything was done and we were packing up, I took her a rainbow, because it's like, she made my day walking around with that. It was so precious. It was just like, okay, it's, you know. So I gave her the rainbow, and she was so sweet. She was like, "Thank you." And it was very cool. Her mom had a booth with succulents on it, all about that, and she swapped me, and we traded a fishhook succulent for the octopus, and it was really, or for the rainbow. But yeah, so I sold an octopus, and so that was awesome. I said I sold the gnome hat. She wants it black and then like sparkly black, and she still wants like gnome home like ness on it, like cuteness and the whole thing, so I'm excited to make it. I sold my Jen hat, my Vivid Dreams hat, the one that I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna take this or keep it for the other girl. I put it on the mannequin, and I had 4 or 5 people ask me about it, and I sold it. The same lady bought an ear warmer, like a bulky ear warmer. And then my super hip friends, before I made the trade for the fishhook thing, because I was just going to give the little girl the rainbow and even think about anything, the ladies right next to me that were so sweet, the mom and daughter, so they were making earrings and just beautiful, beautiful jewelry, and they were making these. I don't know if you're able to see them because I don't have the ring light on. I'm trying not to blind myself. You can see them at all. They're resin earrings, and they have sage inside. And she makes them herself. And they're from a town that's about 30 minutes, maybe 40 minutes from us. But it is one of my very favorite places. I will say that. And anywho, yeah, so everyone was kind of packing up around 3:30. It kind of dipped out a bit. And so everyone kind of started packing up around that time. And so I walked over there. I was like, do you guys have a card? Because I was really wanting to get, whatever. Most everything was paid by card. It was on my Square. I wanted to make sure, get all my numbers right and all that stuff before, I bought stuff. Obviously, we purchased lunch. Whatever. I could have spent all my money in that room. So it was like, okay, be responsible. She's going to be there next week, okay, cool. But yeah, I was like, do you guys have a card or something, and she's like, no. And because she kept asking if I have like Facebook, how we can like interact, and told her about the YouTubes, and she told me, I need to get on it and get some other sort of social media from a crochet business. And they were so sweet. And so yeah, I asked if they had a card, and she was like, do you want to do a trade? And I was just like, oh, are you serious? Like, so this is before the other one. So I was just like, oh my gosh, I didn't even think about that. I was like, are you, like, you don't have to. It's okay, because beautiful work. And so I was like, it's totally up to you. And she's like, I wouldn't mind that at all. She was like, and she's like, pick you like 2 things and I'll pick me something. I'm like, no. I was like, you go first, because I don't want to decide. So they picked a scarf and some fingerless gloves that she's going to give to her son for Christmas. I hope that's not spoiling anything. I hope they're not watching this. Sorry. Anyway, because you don't know what it looks like, so hey. Alright, but anyway. And I traded the earrings. She told me to get something else, and I was like, no. She had some that were like porcupine quills and beads, and they were so amazing. And so I may save my pennies and purchase me some of those next week. I don't really wear earrings a lot, but I feel like there's nothing wrong with carrying some sage around with you all the time, and that's kind of what I was thinking. So, just, it's a good thing. So, alright. So yeah, I made that trade. I was so excited. So I did fantastic. I got, let's see. Okay, booth rent was $25. Not bad at all. It's just a little bitty craft fair. Puppy's coming in. Alright. We have a guest. Look at that, just randomly in the video. Well, hello. Hello. I feel like just since we're doing this, I've been watching beautiful, like, heart of gold friend, Sandy from Crochet A. She's Crochet A. Her hubby is Crochet B, which is adorable, because it's like Crochet A-E-H, like from Canada, like A,
Oh, yeah.
It's adorable. They call him Crochet B.
I don't know. Thing 1 and thing 2.
Sort of. But after craft fairs, they always have a drink and then do this and kind of like talk about how things went and what was going on and all that. And I feel like that was a missed opportunity for us.
Yeah,
the heck were we doing?
I don't know, but I'm not thinking.
I know. Like, I've seen him where he goes, his name's George. Hello, Sandy. Hello, George. He goes in the mornings and like gets everything like prepped, and then that night when they come home from the craft fair, it's like, oh, look at that. I know. Ginger ale and a whiskey and a little bit of wine.
Cold beer.
Rum. Dang it. Where were we? Alright, I just had that thought. Anyway, okay, so yeah.
Head and rectum?
Apparently so. Apparently so. We'll know that for next week. I can write that on the next week list, because I wrote like, hey, don't forget
beer,
a mirror and stuff like that, and now you can add that stuff to the list.
That's right.
Okay, so anyway.
Well, you see some people are stealing your stuff.
What, are you gonna camp out?
No, it was a joke.
What do you mean?
I don't have any idea. I don't know.
Alright.
Edit that out.
Okay. Alright, so anywho, like I was saying, yeah, the booth rent was $25, which was a pretty good gig considering I've heard a lot of people pay a lot more. Just kind of depending. Like I said, this is their second year. The lady also mentioned that they were going to have a spring fling and have another one. And so that was pretty exciting because it's not very far from us. But I ended up making $177. So
Studley.
there you go. We're in the black, paying back, much like Buffalo Run Casino. Shameless plug.
Come on,
To the worst casino ever. I don't know. We don't go to the casinos. They're just all over here. That's all you watch is casino commercials. Anyway, well, if you watch TV. Can't relate, I guess, these days. That was before.
Or even
The old house.
the old house.
The old house. Yeah, exactly. So, yeah. Anyway, in conclusion, it was a pretty good day. Bee sold some of her rings. She was very excited about that. She made some like beaded rings and some jewelry and things, and so she sold some of that. Like I said, I traded for beautiful earrings and a succulent, which I was, like I said, wasn't at all planning on trading for the succulent. That was just too sweet that she gave that to me too. So, and it was funny.
One really wasn't a trade.
Yeah, technically it was just like a here you go, and she was like a here you go, and the other one was very much like a. It was so sweet though. She was just like, "How about if I trade you?" And I'm like, "No way!" Like, because I don't know. I feel like sage ear. I feel like that's like if you can wear anything around, it's gonna be like
I agree.
Jesus and sage. And that's what you need. I feel like that's what you need. And I already feel so much better just wearing them, which sounds crazy. But she had some that were cedar also, and they were way cool. Way cool. Beautiful stuff. They were very sweet people, and her dad did beautiful paintings. So cool.
Very good artist.
So cool. They had like, is all just native. I mean, I stood there and just stared at stuff for a long time. But yeah, they're going to be at the same craft fair next week, and so we may have to save a few pennies for a really pretty something, because man, they had cool stuff. So I think they're kind of like on the craft fair circuit, so maybe we'll just be good buddies with them. But yeah, so once again, did pretty all right. Said the bobble landscape hat, which I need to make, sold a bee, sold an octopus. I need to make 3 small bees, make the gnome hat that I've already started on, but we're fixing to go whatever, and I'll finish it. The bulky ear warmer, it's the blue one, like the blue variegated, if y'all watched that. If you care, if you were curious, that's the one. The Vivid Dreams hat. Thank you, Jen. Per always, you rock. And yeah, trade for these, be a hat and a scarf, and then a new succulent. That's right. Awesome. And she has a nursery, but her mom lives in the town where we were, so because we've been looking for string of pearls for a very long time, and I've been looking for the dolphin tail, for a very long time. And she said that she gets string of pearls often. As soon as she gets them, they're gone. And so next time she gets them, she's gonna text me. So I'm in the succulent loop too, not only the craft fair loop, but also the plant loop, and that's a pretty cool spot to be. Just saying. So yes, I thought a few times that my prices were going to be way too high. That was one thing that I was really, really concerned about. It's like I said, I did the whole like what materials cost and did my hourly rate at a very low rate, just to like, okay, because I felt bad charging as much as I was charging. And then I found out that a Scentsy warmer, like a large Scentsy warmer, costs the same as one of my big giant Afghans. And I was like, oh, perspective is a heck of a thing. All right then, well, maybe I'm not doing so bad. So, I mean, it was an Oogie Boogie Scentsy warmer. It was pretty cool. Right? Yeah. It's just just for wax. Not even for like you and a friend or anything. Yeah, right. It's so true. But so yeah, and there were a couple other things that it was like, oh, that's, like $85 for this little thing. And it was just like, oh, all right, then I'm not feeling so bad about what I'm charging. And like I said, and then the people that came through, I had one lady ask about the Vivid Dreams hat. And I told her how much I was asking, and she just kind of was like, and turned around and walked off. Other than that, everyone was like, yeah, that seems fair. And I had a couple people who were like, oh my gosh, have you seen how much yarn is? Like, this is completely fair, and the time and everything. And I've thought about just dwindling things down to like just amigurumi or just scarves or whatever. And I had a few people say that they really like the variety of things. It's like, you know, a little bit of something for everyone in the color, and it wasn't just like, you know, so that was cool. So
Dish rag.
yeah, that was one I got asked about a lot, was pot holders and dish rags, and I really wanted to get some of those done, but
And they don't even know the scrubbies are way better.
yeah, like the Scrubology, the rough ones.
That's
Yeah.
way better.
He kept trying to upsell him. He's like, yeah, but you don't need a pot or you don't need a washcloth. You need one of these. Because, yeah, he's a big fan of those. But, yeah, so that's one thing for sure. And I knew that before, you know, that those were big, huge sellers, like just pot holders and washcloths. But, like I said, oh, we're all exhausted. We've been up since 5 this morning. But, yeah, all of, you know, not even a week to plan or whatever. And I just kind of had what I had. I mostly worked on like amigurumi and some hats and things because I thought that's what would sell. And I mean, the amigurumi I didn't sell.
I had a bigger one, I bet, that stuff. It's kind of just, you know, selective crab.
Yeah, it was really small town. I mean, I said it's a really small like spot even.
It probably
and
wasn't 100 people, not even 100 people
Yeah.
came, not even.
Probably not. So
not even
that's
close.
my thing. That was my other thing for like not as many people,
Yeah,
you know, being there. Like $117, I thought I did pretty okay.
Probably 50 people, really.
177.
Really, there's probably about 50 people coming.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, really, and because a few people came through a couple times.
Yeah.
I noticed. It's like, oh, hey, how are you? But yeah, and it was like, you know, we obviously interacted with everyone. I told you guys I took my whip cart and was just hoping that would kind of work as like this is our stuff station. And it was awesome. I was able to put like my purse. B and I had like our, because I made earrings and stitch markers, aka charms, whatever you want to market them as. And she made her bead stuff, and we had a shelf for that, a shelf for like our food and drinks, and you know, one for money. And so that was really cool. I think that's gonna be a thing, or some sort of money, you know, something like that. But that was just a really cool one.
Mm-hmm.
I have a video. I will probably put it up after this one, just kind of because, but it's like me trying to set everything up in the yard and just like how I'm going to put stuff and how I'm going to do everything. And it got dark so fast. And I had my big table and I had a little table, and my plan was to take my other big table, because they're like, you can take two and like make an L and, you know, bring another table. And as I mentioned, there was right here with somebody else, so that there was no room at all to take my other table, so everything was on one table. And that was kind of my concern at one point. It was like, it's sensory overload. It's just all of this stuff like right here. And like some people didn't know that like blankets were blankets, or that like the shawls, because I hung them on the table, which I was not a fan of. So we have to figure something. We've discussed that. I have to figure something out for next week to like hang those so you can see those, because I had a couple of people like, oh look, there's shawls down here. I was like, yeah, sorry about that. So I hope they're not all dirty and kicked on. I didn't really look, but yeah, there wasn't really anywhere to do much. It's pretty crowded. So yeah, a little claustrophobic in there. But we did it. And said, except for trunk or treat, but you can hear the rain, so
you did it.
There we go. Yeah, cool. I had fun. So yeah, I think we're officially craft fair people, at least for next week. This week was awesome, so we'll see how next week maybe nothing, and we may be like, you know, meh. I don't know. That's possible too. But
I'm bringing a fishing pole.
Yeah, he wanted to go fishing the whole time because we were right by the lake. Fair
enough.
enough.
We don't live right by the lake, but
I know, yeah. It was new.
Either
We were
way.
around a lake. It's crazy. Never do that. Yeah, exactly. We're never around water. It was so wild. Yeah, exactly.
Either way,
But
I'll go fishing.
yeah, fair enough.
I'll help you set it up and tear down.
Well, I'm telling you what.
You make the money.
Everything behind me falls all the time. I'm willing to do that. I'll sit there, pretend like I'm not an introvert, and hi, how are y'all doing, and stuff like that. So I do that on here, but it's different. But I did it. So, alright.
Good,
So yeah,
good.
that was it. Sorry, like I said, I said I was gonna vlog. This was not much of a vlog. It's like bits and pieces, sort of, and y'all kind of got to see my table. I had a couple people, the lady that I got the earrings from, took a picture of me, and then I had a lady that came through. She's the one that got the Vivid Dreams hat and the earwormer. She took a picture of me for, like the, what's that? Our town's, like, art market scene, or what, so, like, I'm an art kid apparently now. Scene kid. What's up? Anyway, but yeah, she's gonna put that on there, and then, you know, just kind of put my info and kind of tell people what I do. She makes business cards and stuff, and we kept saying that like the whole time, like how I need business cards, because like I said, I just wrote it on notebook paper. So, and like some little stickers for bags, and just, you know, make it cutesy and profesh, you know. So
Stitch markers to your cards.
That'd be cute. That would be cute. Alright. We're exhausted.
Mm-hmm.
We have one more video we're wanting to film for you. So, we'll see if we fall asleep in the middle of it. I don't know. But it's the Spooky Questions tagged. So, tagged.
Yeah,
Spooky Questions tag. I was tagged by
I said that.
some friends. And so, we're going to do that. I haven't really seen the questions he's going to ask me. It'll be fun. But mostly, craft fair number 1 in the books.
That's right.
Yep. So, alright. So thank y'all so very much for watching my vlog, aka 4 videos that we're going to pretend like are a thing. Thanks, guys. There's 3 from here, 1 from the car, and then 1 of the table. Not much of a vlog, but so if I'd have vlogged anything, there would have been people right here. It's kind of weird. So,
Yeah.
And I wanted to go around at one point, but it was like, yeah, that's too much too. So anyway, all right.
Get to know them first.
Yeah, exactly. It's a little awkward. So maybe next week, if we see the one people, I'll ask them about. Maybe not. They may be like, no. But
Yeah.
I just at least purchase something and show you all, because my gosh.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Like, just, I couldn't get away from that table. It reminded me of my grandma. And I was just like, oh, it's so pretty. It looks just like her house. Like, she would have had all of these things in her house. So pretty.
Mm-hmm.
And the grape dumplings. It was a good day. It was a good day. All right. So, and again, thank you all so very much for watching. Hope you all have a wonderfully blessed day. Please stay safe.
Mm-hmm.
We'll talk to you soon.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.